yet another episode of Tower Duo. I'm Connor, and with me today is Andrew. I thought that I would take it upon myself to do the intro for today's episode. And today we are going to be talking about the Johto region, maybe gold, silver, crystal, heart gold, or soul silver, because we just want to be very confusing and inconsistent. Any questions? No? Okay, let's get right into it. First off, is on gold, silver, and crystal. I do not have an original Game Boy, so I have never played them before. But Andrew here has, so he feel like he should start us off.
Yes, so a couple of the interesting things that make it really challenging to have a save of those games that was created back when the games were new and still exists, because the batteries die, is these are going to use up the batteries even faster because of the day-night cycle. It has to keep track of that. This is when the day-night cycle and mechanics related to that first appeared, and then it went away in Gen 3, but then it came back and it's existed ever since. So that is one of the big headline features. And then with Crystal, of course, they silently killed off compatibility with the original Game Boy. So
yeah,
that is a thing that happened. Although interestingly enough, there is the original gold and silver can be played, so that is definitely something to think about if you're considering what hardware you have and wanting to go back and play these games. There was also the time capsule mechanic where you could get Pokemon from Gen 1 games, and of course starting the precedent that you cannot send Pokemon back, although I believe that the rules were slightly different at this early point, and I'm not entirely sure about how that was to work.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it was like a time capsule that you could get a Pokemon from Gen 1?
Yes. Because
that's really weird.
Because Gen 2 is set in the future. This was at a time when they still thought the series was going to end, which is really sad. Because that would mean that most of the features of Pokemon would have never been created, and most, by a lot, of the Pokemon would never have been created.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's good that they kept going.
Yeah. Hooray for people wanting more money. But yeah, what you said about the day and night cycle, it's really cool, because I've seen like screenshots of day and night scenes in that game, and oh my gosh, like the nighttime looks really, really good. And I don't know, it really surprised me to see like just the entire thing covered in dark. Like even in like Pokemon games now, like the night, it hardly changes anything. Like, the sky's a little bit darker and everything's a little darker. That's it. But in like gold and silver, just the entire world changes when it's nighttime.
Yes, it is. So cool. It is a dramatic difference. There's lights in every building. It is very dark out, which is in a way more realistic than like every game since, because every game since is trying to be like, no, we're going to make sure that you can absolutely see what you're doing and that you don't need flash to light up a cave. Was in the first couple of generations, there was pitch dark caves, because that's realistic. You need a light source in a cave.
Yeah.
So in a way, even though the graphics are so much worse, there are some things that were actually more realistic. And the clock was like, you set it when you start the game, and it's a real-time clock for the whole game, compared to Like the latest games, you play through the game, and then when you're done, it goes to a real time clock. But the story
Yeah.
is supposed to take place over a fixed amount of time, and there's sometimes when you're like,
Really? Wait, I thought okay, I thought it was like it was over a real-time clock, but then when specific like story things would happen when it like needs to be night for the story, then it would be dark.
"Are we talking about the latest games?"
Yeah, in Gen 8.
I am not sure.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I know it has to be night when you like go like every time you like sleep at a hotel or like something like that, it'll
Yes.
always turn to night. But like other than that, I'm pretty sure it would always be on
Okay.
the normal time, even in the main story.
Okay. Okay. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Okay. I don't
And
know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
they did a really good job in Generation 2 of fixing a lot of the glitches of Gen 1. Gen 1 had terrible
Yeah.
AI, so many glitches. A lot of that was cleaned up.
Hmm.
Furthermore, the cartridges were the same size. The fact that they managed to get all of Kanto, 100 new Pokemon, better, more detailed graphics, health bars, and XP bars both at the same time in battle. So it used to be that
Yeah.
like Gen 1 you saw how much XP you gained at the end, but you didn't see the XP bar. They actually go the opposite
Mhm.
way compared to every future generation.
Oh, really? Like the bar goes from like the right to the left.
Yeah, it goes right to left.
Oh, that's really weird. What the heck?
And then they switched it, and it's been the same ever since. But
Yeah,
that's
I
where
mean,
that
I'm glad they
started.
switched it.
So you could tell that, if you could tell in battle if you're at the bottom of a level or almost about to hit the next level.
Mhm.
So that's when that started. Of course, this is when we get the original shiny odds, and for a
Yeah.
long time, that's how it was.
Mhm. Yeah,
We also
I don't
got
know. And
the
Shinies being that way, like them just setting the odds like so astronomically crazy, like it really made every single shiny valuable. And I
yes,
think I've talked about this before, but like since then, oh my gosh, shinies have been their value has been so inflated.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird to think about. Like obviously you can't have a shiny from Gen 2 in any like
Right.
modern game, but
But you can have a shiny from Gen 3.
yeah, which yeah, there was no ways to shiny hunt in that game, huh?
No,
Huh. So yeah,
no.
Gen 3
Yeah,
shinies are
a
the
Gen
most
3 shiny is
valuable
the
thing.
most impressive, especially considering that you have to move it through all of these different games. One thing they did have to
Mhm.
do, which was never a consideration ever again in Pokemon, but one thing they had to do in order to fit everything is they had to simplify the layout of the region. So you can sort
Hmm.
of go in different directions, and they made more use of backtracking, which actually made things more interesting.
Yeah.
Generation 1, you don't really have to go back. I mean, you do have to go back for the 8th gym. When you battle Giovanni, you have to go back to the second town in the game. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's
no, there
really
really is
it.
a lot of backtracking, huh?
Yeah, Gen
Yeah.
Gen 1 Kanto is much more connected
Hmm.
versus Johto. You go from place to place and is designed to benefit from exploration. And I think that's something
Yeah.
that they did very well. It's like you're not supposed to just go and beat the games. Of course, you can speed run those games, and of course, they probably more interesting to speed run because if you're speed running like a red percent, then
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I
think
have
about which order
seen
to
a
do the Kanto
few.
gyms and such.
I have seen a few like red fights off the speed run, and oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
Like the speedrunners always like try and fight red with like a level 50 Pokemon. Like it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. But one thing that I was thinking about, like, in Kanto, like the fact that it is so connected, that kind of makes it like you have to backtrack. Like just the way that you have, like the way that the map is laid out, you have to like go back to Jubilite multiple times. Wait, not Jubilite. Saffron, they're basically the same thing.
Yep.
You have to keep tracking through Saffron over and over again just to get to different places. And same thing with like Vermilion or because I've got a Poke Flute now. Now I can go back to Vermilion and get that way and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've never played the original Gold, Silver, or Crystal, but I have played Heart Gold. So I do, and it was a pretty standard remake. So I know. Like, I know the story of Crystal and everything along those lines. And obviously the story has a lot, there's a lot needed when it comes to the story. Like, the only real event that happens is, Team Rocket really wants to find Giovanni.
Yeah, there's only Team Rocket at this point.
They take over a radio tower, and then you just go up there and just beat an admin. And okay, you're finished. Congratulations. They gave up. And that's the end of the story. You did it.
Yep. That's the story. That's basically the whole thing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know in Heart Gold, Soul Silver they added some post game. But to be honest, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think the point is that all of Kanto is the post game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Depending
no,
on
like I'm not like story.
Well, yes.
Like post game story.
Post game story would be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there aren't really a lot of post game stories. Like if you think about it, like in original games, and by original games I mean like games where the region that you're in is brand new.
Mm-hmm.
There's not frequently post-game story that's any good.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Like that's like a Gen 8 really comes to mind of trying to like do all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they had the whole arc with Swordward and Shieldbird, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, I mean that was pretty nice to have like a story.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, the thing about post game story is that it doesn't last.
No.
Like it kind of just an extension of the game.
Yeah.
Instead of like something that you can keep going back to. So I mean there's positives of it because, you know, it's obviously story and it's fun to play through.
And then there's really only so much story they can write. And the thing is, kind of the point is that it's post-game, meaning that you're, like, after the story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the one generation that does this really well would be Generation 7, where you can continuously have other trainers that are trying to become the champion because you become the first champion. But we're not here to talk about Generation 7. We're here to talk about Generation 2.
And some parts of Generation 4.
Yes, that is true. We're here to talk about the Johto region because it predates the remake,
mm-hmm.
which we could debate for a very long time whether that's just a cash grab. And so,
I mean, isn't every video game just a cash grab?
I mean, like, not as in like not just a cash grab. Like you know, obviously every video game, yes, is trying to make money, but there's more goals than just trying to make money. But anyhow,
yeah, I follow you.
Right. I think that another thing that Johto introduced was really the idea that each region has a specific theme. And I think that Gen 1 didn't really have a theme. Its theme was Pokemon, which is
I
pretty.
mean, I'd also say like growing
Yeah.
up would be a theme.
Yeah, growing up could be the theme. Um, and then, and we look at all these other regions, and and Gen 2 is even more based on Japan than Gen 1.
Yeah.
And then every region after that is either it's warm or it's cold or something else. And
Yeah, they
this is
all
where that
got like their.
starts.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I follow you on that. That's true.
Yes.
Hmm.
Also,
Yeah. Well, uh, I feel like I find it like kind of crazy that they thought that that was going to be like the last Pokemon game, and I really don't think it was just like that. There was a lot of passion poured into Generation Two. Like especially like you can tell just like even by the soundtrack, just like
definitely the
how
music.
well they did like all the music. It's so great, and like they remixed every single track in the original game. And then in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they let you hear the original tracks, which is so crazy. And to put them in, they had to like change the audio files for everything, which took a long time. And I don't know.
Yeah,
But we're not talking about those yet. I'm sorry.
I would say that Johto definitely has a unique character to it that I think is sort of unmatched by almost any other region. That's like a distinct culture, shall we say? That
Distinct culture.
um like it's different from every other region, and that I feel like there's it's like this unique, both like traditional and somewhat simplistic sort of lifestyle and whatnot.
Okay.
And I think that it's really interesting because I think that there's definitely other regions where there's emphasis placed on peace, but I think that overall the point of Pokemon is to have them fight each other. So there's not a lot of that, but I think that Johto does a very good job of attempting to be a peaceful place where if you were gonna grow up as like a non-trainer, I feel like it'd be better to do, at the least the evil team there is not trying to destroy the universe. There are no legendary Pokemon coming to fight each other in the middle of a city and such. Not that I'm picking on any specific region or anything.
Yeah, and speaking of legendary Pokemon, I really like the legendary Pokemon from the Johto region, as you might be able to tell from the name of this channel. I don't know. Like you've got Ho-Oh, which is just like so awesomely like just like constructed. Like Ho-Oh is just at the top of the world. Like it's so sacred. No one has ever seen it. You just have to be so worthy. And Ho-Oh was built up so well to just be this awesome thing. And then on the other side, you've got Lugia.
Can I talk about Lugia?
First of all, looks incredible. Like Lugia is such a cool looking Pokemon. And obviously I played Heart Gold, I didn't play Soul Silver, so I don't know the lore on that all that well. But gosh dang, the first time I saw Lugia as a kid, I fell in love with Lugia. It was amazing. And I played XD Gale of Darkness. And Lugia's like the main Pokemon in that game. Oh my gosh. Lugia's great.
Yeah, I
Like
think
they're so good.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that it's important to recognize that this is also the generation to set the precedent of having box art legendaries and featuring a specific
Yeah.
duo of legendary Pokemon prominently. I think that it would have been really boring if all the Gen 1 games had Mewtwo on the cover.
Yeah.
Mewtwo doesn't have a counterpart except Mew, which is a mythical.
Yeah. No, the games would just be called like Pokemon Shadow Ball and Pokemon Psychic. It would be really great.
No, there would just be one, and it would be Pokemon Purple, and that would be it.
Wow. Wait, what would the Gen 1 remakes be called then? I know. Well, there was the Gen 1 remaster, not remake.
Yeah. Don't know. There's a reason that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I know that putting together Gen 2 and Gen 3 lore, I would say that Lugia is sort of like Kyogre's assistant, because it's supposedly like, I want to say like Master of the Sea or something.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, they both live at like the bottom of the ocean or
yes,
whatever.
Lives at the bottom of the ocean. Kyogre as a punishment, Lugia as self-restraint. So it's both. In both cases, it's to restrict them from dominating the world. Only one of them has the grace to do it by themselves without having to be punished.
Wow. How modest. What a nice guy Lugia is. Yeah.
And they definitely are featured a lot more. Mewtwo is sort of this menacing thing that's almost evil at some times. And I think it was originally supposed to be evil. Like, it was intended, like, in-game, intended to be evil because it was created by Team Rocket.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that one. Oh yeah, did you know that in Gold and Silver you can't catch Mewtwo?
Oh right, yes, you'd have to move it over. You can't.
Yeah, you can you can go to Cerulean Cave, but apparently like the entire cave is like destroyed, and the only thing that you can get is like this held item called a Berserk Gene, which has never been seen again. And I'm pretty sure it like boosted your attack at the beginning, but it also confused you. Which is actually a really, really good item since Confusion got nerfed.
Yes. Yes, so it basically uses Swagger for you.
Yeah. And I don't know. I hate Swagger. I think Swagger's such a dumb move.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth the risk. Unless you know they're a special attacker, don't use Swagger. Just don't.
Yeah. And even if they are, yeah. I'm just gonna stop right there. Yep.
Or
that's that.
You can use Confuse Ray, which does the same thing, except it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Until Confusion got nerfed, then it kind of sucks.
Yeah. I am not sure when the Confusion nerf happened, but I know that it has been nerfed.
I think it was after Gen 5.
That makes sense.
I'm there. And like, I'm pretty sure it's only a 30% chance that you hit yourself, and it was 50% before.
Yeah. It was definitely 50% before, which is
Yeah,
terrible
I know.
because it seems to me like everything in Pokemon that is allegedly this percent is actually a lower percent chance. If a move is 90% accurate, probably around 75%. If a move is
Oh yeah,
75%
easily.
around accurate, it'll take you all the uses of the move to use it once. That's just how it. I don't know. That's just how things seem to be.
Yeah, no, I follow you on that. Like, oh my gosh, I've tried to use Rock Slide and it did not go well.
Yeah. The earlier you mentioned like the natural damage to the Kanto region. That's another space saving thing. Like getting rid
Mhm.
of basically all of Cinnabar Island
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
that was. I really like that.
yeah. It was
Like,
cool to see the
yeah,
passage
go
of
ahead.
time. I think that there's very few other times when we can see the passage of time like that. In
Mhm.
Gen 5, it could be implied that an entire new city was built in a couple of years, which I just don't see happening. I just see it being as for whatever reason you couldn't go on that route, you know.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
But other than that, there isn't really any time where a previously existing region is modified in a future game. If
Yeah,
they had sent you to
it's so
Kalos
cool.
at the for the post game of Sword and Shield, like so many people were predicting when those games were in development, that would have been the only other time, but that didn't even happen.
Yeah, no.
So no.
Well, I don't know. You could make the argument for Let's Go because I remember in my playthrough, like obviously you get to talk with like Blue and fight Red,
No.
but there's also on Cycling Road. I remember talking to some guy, and he was like, "Yeah, this used to be a cycling path where you
Yep.
had to like ride bikes on, but now it's not anymore."
But that has to be a alternate universe
Yeah.
because in that the layout of everything is the same as the original Kanto games.
hmm Yeah, instead of what happened in Heart Gold.
Right.
And Cycling Road is still the same
Yep.
in Heart Gold. So,
Yes.
oh man, yep, it's got to be a different universe.
Has to be an alternate. That we just
Either,
proved that.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Either that or Cinnabar Island just got reconstructed in the exact same way that it was,
Yes.
like old broken down mansion and all. They just
Yes.
reconstructed the mansion.
They.
And they put all like the same secret notes in there and everything.
To be fair, I think that with the limitation of having 6 Pokemon with you,
Mhm.
you could get like enough like legendaries and such that would have the powers to do that if the Pokedex is to be believed. You
Yeah.
could get a Celebi and
Mhm. Oh yeah, that must have been what happened. Blaine needed his gym challenge back, so he just got
yes.
a Celebi and was like, "Hey, build this mansion again so that I can put the key back in there."
Right, yes.
Man, it all makes sense.
Mm.
Either Celebi or like Jirachi. I feel like Jirachi's just a cheat code though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you can wish for anything,
Yeah.
anything. You can wish for a Celebi.
Yep. You can wish for an Arceus.
Yep, well, why not? Who can then create another Jirachi for you?
Yep.
I mean, you got whatever you
Or
want.
you can wish for a Ditto. Ditto can use transform,
And then give you another wish.
and then give
It's
you another
perfect.
wish. Yes, perfect.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes. So, or alternatively, you could have just Dialga and Palkia, and recreate.
Yeah, just
and just
Have total
steal the
control
other
over all those
timelines.
spaces.
That's what you would be doing, is just stealing the other timelines Cinnabar Island, and you just plop it down, maybe get a Hoopa involved.
Man, imagine if the games actually let you do crazy stuff like that.
That would just be Minecraft creative
Just
mode.
like, oh, you have Dialga in your team. Well, that means that you can go to Cinnabar Island and just
That would be so
rebuild it.
broken.
It's fine.
That'd be so broken because you could literally go to any possibility, like any Pokemon game whatsoever.
Yeah.
You do that. You do that in we'll say Hard Gold and Soul Silver, because that's the games we're talking about. You do that in those games. You go to you go to the Galar region, and all of a sudden you have to have the ability to walk diagonally and good graphics, and just instant does that.
Would be insane. Just Galar on the DS. Oh man. Okay, imagine if they came out with Sword and Shield in like Gen 4, and it had like, Gen 4 graphics. Like, would that be a good game?
No, it would not be a good game.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would be.
Because you'd have to have overworld sprites.
Yeah, and Gigantamax would look dumb.
Yeah, that would look so dumb.
Like, especially like with like the fixed battle camera, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and considering the fact that like sprites were only one size at that time, that there's no real way to distinguish. Like, a Gigantamax Pokemon takes up about the same percentage of the screen. Okay, maybe a little bit more percentage of the screen compared to like a regular encounter, like back in like the early gens, like gens 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Even if it's like the smallest Pokemon, even if it's like Joltik, because the resolution is too low.
It's just make the sprite bigger, and if it goes off the screen, whatever. Just increase the sprite by like 500 times. And sure, you're only going to be able to see its feet, but like that's all that matters. And it's going to be like super, super low res.
Yep.
Who cares?
And if it's trying to render that, all of that, it'll probably take like a year to update. But oh well.
The DS can handle it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I wasn't thinking about the DS. I was thinking about the Game Boy.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, back to Johto.
Yeah. Yes, one thing that I think was an interesting decision was that they tried to do all gym leader types that there weren't a gym leader for in Gen 1.
Oh yeah. I guess so. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. And simultaneously adding 2 types.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about that.
Oh yeah.
Man, yeah, Steel and Dark are 2 really good types. Like, you got Steel, which resists everything. Like, don't even worry about it. Steel's got your back. And then you got Dark, which, like, I feel like Dark is a really slept on type. Because before Fairies got introduced, like, Dark was weak to fighting. And I think that might be it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was only weak to fighting.
Yeah, both types were and remain very good. Also, the continued low availability of Bug and Ghost sort of kept continuing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's definitely weird how they have like, the Bug type and the Ghost type gym leaders, but like they didn't even have anything new.
Yeah. Like, they didn't manage to give Magius to Morty. Don't know why. Don't know why they skipped that, but they did.
Yep. Yeah, doesn't the first gym leader, like, I think Faulkner, doesn't he just have like a Pidgey, like just a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto?
Yep, that's
like,
literally what it is.
Like Hoot was right there.
Yeah. Yes, on the very first route in the game, which is kind of the point of an early bird, is that it's on literally the first route.
Yeah,
That way you are
man.
sufficiently attached to it by the time you need to teach it fly.
Okay, but like I don't know, fly isn't horrible. Like just against AI,
Yeah,
flying bad.
yeah,
But it is bad when you're slower than your opponent.
yes,
When you're
that is.
faster and your opponent doesn't know how to switch, it's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, most flying types are pretty fast.
yeah.
For
The
what
thing
should be
about
obvious
flying types
reasons.
is it like even now there's no good flying type. At least none that I can think of. Like I guess like drill peck, but like that's not a TM or anything. Like
Yeah, the flying type.
there's nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's always just sort of been just kind of sat there and been okay and just
Yeah.
continued to be okay. The
Yeah, I mean
times when it's
it's good
better,
for like mid game.
the times when it's better than okay is when they tack the flying type onto something that deserves it, because having a really powerful legendary is cool. Having a really powerful legendary that can fly is cooler.
Now
So
that's
that's,
real cool.
yeah.
Okay, but think about this. A
Mm.
really powerful legendary that has the levitate ability.
See,
It's revolutionary. I know.
are there any legendaries with levitate?
Priscilla.
Mm.
And I guess Rotom's a mythical.
Yeah, Rotom is.
Oh yeah, Latios and Latios. Or Latias and
Yes,
Latios.
yes, they can.
I've always called it Latias. And I don't care. I don't understand why it's gotta be Latias.
Something to do with the name origin,
Uh,
and also not wanting ass in the name of a important Pokemon.
I mean, I'm sure I can find that in the name of some other.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be thinking about that.
Maybe not, but it's kind of like a challenge now.
Okay, so before we get too far into that, another thing that they've recently brought back, which is really great, is the follow mechanics. Having
Yeah.
any Pokemon, not just Pikachu, be able to follow you.
Mhm.
That's something that's really good. Although it does definitely require a lot more sprites
So
to
much
be
work.
made.
Oh my gosh,
All the walking sprites.
I can't handle it. How badly it was implemented. Like I think I've talked about this before, but like I turned it off. Like it was so annoying because I don't want to be like riding my bike and just watching me just drive away from my Pokemon as they're like desperately trying to catch up to me. Just keep driving until they teleport, and then it happens again.
Yeah, follow in Gen 8 is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But follow in Heart Gold, Soul Silver is pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
considering the graphics. No.
Mhm. It is kind of weird. Like, okay, so they did have to make entirely like a whole sprite sheet for like every single Pokemon just so that they could implement following, which is really, really cool. That they just were like, you know what, we're gonna do this thing that wasn't in the original game and we're gonna put a ton of work into it. Like it's really cool that they did stuff like that. Um, but like something about it is that they're always just like right behind you. Like no matter what you're doing, they're always just one step behind you,
Yes.
which can be a little overwhelming sometimes. Well, I don't know if I'd say overwhelming. I mean, it can be kind of overwhelming when you've got like Rayquaza behind you or something. Um,
Yeah.
but
or any
It would
fire
be
type.
kind of cool if they did more stuff than just hang behind you. I mean, there is a lot of things that they can do when you interact with them, but it would be cool if they, not. I don't want you to be able to like just bike away from them, but like, it would be kind of cool if they did like their own sort of different things depending on which one was following you. But I mean, I think they're perfectly fine with if they were implemented.
Yeah, I think that they did a very good job with that. One other thing that I want to talk about is that there's a lot of little things that are just peace of mind. Not like peace of mind, but just just a lot of little conveniences, like and a lot of just subtle improvements, like the grass
Yeah.
texture, like like when you like the cuttable grass that you can find Pokemon in.
The
Is-
cuttable grass?
Yes, you can cut grass
What?
to not get wild encounters. Yeah, it was
Wait, in gold and silver?
in all generations. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what do you mean?
While
you
you
can
still
cut the
need cut.
grass?
You've never heard of this before?
I've never cut the grass before. Like you're saying you can cut just like the just the
Yep.
the grass the wild that the wild Pokemon spawn.
Yep.
Wait, with what item?
With cut.
Oh,
It's a
those are
field
trees.
move. Like for
Wait,
trees.
you can cut grass with the cut HM?
Yep. You didn't know
No,
that.
you can't. No, you're lying. There's no way.
I mean, it takes a long time if you wanna go through a route without getting any wild encounters. It takes a long time, but you can do
just
it.
That's so weird. Wait, there's stripes for cut grass?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe you. I'm going to try this out as soon
Jenna.
as I get back. Man, that's
Yes.
so weird.
I will send
Wow.
you a video of me doing it.
Okay.
Yes. After we finish this show.
Yeah. No, you need to upload it to this channel.
No, I don't think so.
Dang it. All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
And there's a lot of stuff like that.
Mm.
That's just little things that that weren't quite ready to be in the original release, so they had to wait until Gen 2 to introduce them. But they're just
Yeah.
so much better. One of the bigger ones of these is the special attack defense split. And it's not really something that people think about now because only Generation 1 was different.
That was a thing.
Yes. So in Gen 1
Mm-hmm.
there was just one special stat. This is why Alakazam was so powerful, because its special stat was really high. And it counted for both your attack and defense.
Oh.
So it was called special ability because abilities weren't a thing in Gen 1 or 2. And
Yeah.
that it was so broken
Mhm.
because
the speed was really high too, right?
yeah, its speed was good. And also crits were based on speed. I don't know if that changed in Gen 2 or later.
It probably changed in Gen 2 because that's a stupid mechanic. That should have never been a thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I feel like now's a pretty good time to shift the focus. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we can talk about the Pokemon League first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Pokemon League in Johto is kind of weird because it's actually just the Pokemon League in Kanto. And there are a few familiar faces in it. First off, you got Bruno. And second off, you got Koga, who was a gym leader before. And I thought that was really cool what they did with Koga. Like they just said, all right, it's Koga's daughter who's the gym leader now, and now Koga's in the Elite Four. And yeah, I really thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's a big highlight is character progression, character development. It's
Yeah,
there's a lot of static characters in Pokemon that while they may be important, you battle them one time and one time only, and they say there are 5 lines of dialogue, 2 before, 3 after, or whatever it is, or more likely 3 before, 2 after, and that's how we know them. And they never leave their gyms and they never do anything interesting, with the occasional exception of sometimes you meet the champion before you battle them, but it's not
and
often
you
that
do
we
meet
have.
Lance.
Yes,
You do meet Lance before you battle him.
yes,
Like I don't think I talked very much about Lance when we did champions, but I really like what they did with Lance.
let's talk about them now.
Like, yeah. So, like, you and Lance just tag team it and just clear out this entire rocket base. Now, do you actually see Lance do anything? No, but he's there. It would be cool if you could see Lance battling and stuff, or like even double battling. But double battles weren't a thing. I understand that.
Are you saying that they should have? I don't know how they would have done this, or like story wise how they would have done this. But are you saying that they should have had like a thing where, like how in Gen 4, you have like partners to battle with? They should have like made Lance a battle partner in the remakes.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, you just have him following you around.
But for what?
I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be the one to like follow you around, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe
You'd be
like,
the one to follow him. Yeah, definitely.
maybe if you like did a tag team against like the admins or something like that, that would be really cool. But instead, he's just kind of there, and he's just always in front of you. He's like, "Oh, you got this. I'm gonna go on ahead," and then you just run through it, and you just trigger all these traps.
Yeah.
Like, how the heck did Lance get through all those traps?
Maybe they're re-triggerable re-triggerable traps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best not to think too hard about.
Yeah. Or maybe he just knows how to like
Yeah.
not trigger tripwires.
Yeah.
That are
Yeah, just
like
knows how to do
super
it.
obvious. Who knows?
No. Lance absolutely has access to more controls than you. He can have under-leveled Dragonites. He can have a jump button.
True. Oh my gosh. I wish I had a jump button.
If there was a jump button in Pokemon, there'd be no point to routes because you could just jump over all the ledges from the other side. And thus, Pokemon does not have a jump button.
Wow. Yeah, there's not a single game with a jump button. Huh?
Yeah. You just auto jump over the ledges when you're going backwards through a route. But that's
wait. In Hoenn, you've got the acro bike.
Yes.
That you can jump on.
Yes, the acro bike. and in Generation 6, you can get onto like a skating like a rail thing that you basically have to jump on, but not really.
Yeah, so it's like a thing that you have to have a bike for, but it's for skates.
Yep. Totally safe. Totally safe.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, if we were concerned about safety in the Pokemon world, we would need to close Claire's gym immediately.
Immediately. Oh my gosh, yeah.
We would need to close some Gen 5 gyms. Immediately.
Yeah, like Bergs.
Yeah.
The one that you have to like go in spider webs for.
Yeah. There's some Gen 5 gyms that are not the most safe things ever.
Not up to code. Yeah.
Yes, definitely not up to code.
Mhm. Wow. All right. Well, I feel like I can talk a lot about Heart Gold and Soul Silver now because, like, there's so many things that they did, which I wish that the Pokemon Company would do, like, now. Like, so first off, you've got it, the games are called Heart Gold and Soul Silver, right? But they include content from Crystal. Oh my gosh, what a revolutionary idea. I know, it's crazy. Like, you've got the whole storyline with Suicune and everything along those lines. Do I remember anything else? No, because I never played Crystal. Like, Andrew, what were things in Crystal?
I don't have Crystal. I
yeah, sure.
haven't played that, so I wouldn't be able to tell either.
Yeah, right, my bad. Well, we don't know, but they had things from Crystal.
Yeah, this weekend is enough evidence
Yeah.
that we can infer that there was stuff.
Yep. So, one, they included content from Crystal, which is literally the only thing that people want out of Diamond and Pearl remakes. and Mega Evolution. I would say those two things.
Yeah.
Platinum content and Mega Evolutions are the only two things that people want.
Yep.
So, Heart Gold and Soul Silver give you Crystal content, but they don't stop there. No, they give you the entire thing. They just decide, hey, we're going to make this entire thing called the Pokeathlon, and it's going to be Mario Party, right?
Yep.
And we're going to use the follow sprites on all the Pokemon so that every Pokemon can participate. Like, it's such a cool thing that they just, on a whim, included this entire Pokeathlon.
And you wonder why so many people rate Heart Gold and Soul Silver as the best Pokemon games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah,
that didn't come out of nowhere. There's a reason for it. And
yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing, you buy the game. Here's this entire. You just get it free. Here's just a Pokewalker.
Yep.
You just have it. It's
Yep.
yours.
Yeah, it's not a $50. Oh, by the way, you get a Mew, and it's like,
Yeah, I know. It's not a $50 remote that is absolute trash, and you can only use it in the one game. Not even in Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield does have a single controller mode though, so you can set that up where you can just, it's called like casual controls, and
Wait,
you can
where you can use the Pokeball Plus.
no, where you can use just one Joy-Con. So it like almost gets there. I don't know if you can use the Pokeball Plus, although I do know that you can transfer the Mew from a brand new Pokeball Plus straight into Sword and Shield instead of into Let's Go. So that is a thing.
I mean, you can transfer it through Home anyway. It doesn't really matter. Of course, you have to subscribe to Home.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there are so many more
You
paid
don't have
things.
to subscribe. Actually, I don't think you can transfer Pokemon from Gen 3 to Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yes,
There
you
might
can.
be a way, but I don't think there is.
I did it. I moved my Pokemon from Gen 3 to Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh wait, really?
Yes.
Wait, is there?
Yes,
Wait,
you
how?
can do it. It is the same thing. I'm forgetting.
Is it? Wait, there's a Pal Park. Is that?
I
it's
believe
called
that
Pal
it
Park
takes-
in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum.
I believe that it. Yes, it is in the. It is Pell Park. It is the same place that the original Safari Zone was.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and they just replace it.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that.
It's actually better because you can do it more than once a day.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So I haven't even brought up the Safari Zone.
Yeah.
So wait, in Gold is the Safari Zone in what's it called? in Kanto. I don't remember the name of the city.
I believe it is Fuchsia City.
Yeah, Fuchsia. Is this Safari Zone in Fuchsia City and Gold and Silver?
I want to say it's just removed. I haven't played through Gold far enough to get to Kento.
I'm looking it up because this is important.
Yes. They had to cut a lot of things.
Okay. Yeah, so the Safari Zone doesn't exist in Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Yes. Yes,
Right.
it is just cut.
So what do Heart Gold and Soul Silver do? Out of the kindness of their hearts, they're like, all right, we're gonna make a Safari Zone. And not only that, we're gonna make it the best Safari Zone that the entire Pokemon series has ever seen. Like, you can customize the entire thing. There's all these areas that you can just bring in, and different Pokemon appear depending on which areas you have. You can also gain these things called objects, which you can put down in each of the areas. And depending on which objects you put down, different Pokemon appear. Like, it's actually so crazy. And they made, obviously a new track for the Safari Zone. But also, speaking of music, oh yeah, I already said this, but they have all of the tracks from the original game. And they even created new Game Boy tracks for the new places that they added.
Yes, that's definitely great. One other thing that was removed from Kento is Viridian Forest. It's basically just part of Route 2, and it's much worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, in Gold and Silver, it's much worse.
Yeah. Well, do you know what they did in Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Well, I mean, obviously, they made Viridian Forest.
Right.
But they also gave Viridian Forest, like, one of my favorite songs ever. I love the Viridian Forest theme. It is so great. If you haven't heard it before, just look up, like, Heart Gold Soul Silver Viridian Forest. It's so nice. It doesn't last all that long, but obviously it's based off the original track. So it has to be about as long as that.
Yes. That is pretty good. I have listened to that version. I think that in general, like, because for so long the most recent iteration of Kanto was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that is generally to me the, like, I'm gonna say, like, definitive editions of, like, most of that music and locations.
Yeah.
And then there's the Let's Go versions, which are even better. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll follow you on that. Except for the fact that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee exist. But
yeah.
But as you said, it's like alternate universe.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So here's another thing that Heart Gold and Soul Silver did. They ported over the Battlefront here from Platinum because why not?
Yep. Although.
Literally, why not?
Yep.
Like, you know how to make a game better? Just port over the thing that everyone liked.
I was gonna say.
Why don't they do this more often?
I was gonna say that yes, it is indeed possible, but a terrible idea to use a why not in the Battlefield.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was your point. However, I think that there's enough evidence to indicate that the battle tower is physically located in Sinnoh, and you just go on, I don't know if it's like a maglev train or you use fly, but they don't show it or something else.
Ooh.
It is canonically in Sinnoh.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have built it that quickly. That was basically the point.
So you're saying that the battle tower is in Sinnoh, but the battle frontier is in Johto?
No, I'm saying that even though, which the, I'm saying that which facility is in Heart Gold and Soul Silver?
The battle frontier.
Battle Frontier.
Yeah, the same thing that was in Platinum.
Right. That is canonically in Sinnoh. That facility is canonically in Sinnoh. And that's that.
Yeah. No, I see. So you're saying, yeah. Like, I don't know.
Because where would it be?
It's definitely weird because literally like all of the same people from Sinnoh
Yeah.
are just also in
Yeah,
Johto.
I think that was their proof is like it's the same people, and a
Mhm.
person can't be in two places at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, I follow you there. But like when you really think about it, like it just makes Johto. It's literally just the icing on top of Johto,
Yep.
if you ask me.
Yeah,
Like it
they.
doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Okay, it's good, it's fun, and it's literal hours of just something to do in the game, which is like I don't know. I feel like Pokemon has kind of been lacking on that lately.
Yes, with
I don't
like
know.
the different Pokemon at night versus day, and with
Mhm.
all of these different berries that you have to wait for them to regrow, there's definitely a lot of mechanics in those games that make it very
Yeah, that keep you coming
rewarding
back.
to come back for
Yeah.
for any of those games when they were current to just like play frequently and not just have
Uh-huh.
nothing to do
Yeah,
because
no,
like
there's a ton of NPCs in those games who like just give you something every day.
yes, I was gonna even mention about like rebattling tons of trainers to rebattle with the
Mhm.
phone,
Yeah. Oh my
which is
gosh, I forgot about that. Like
that's
you
even
have
in
to
the
meet with them
originals.
at specific times in specific places, and you can rebattle them. That
Yes,
wasn't in Gold and Silver. They did it out of the goodness of their hearts.
the phone is in gold and silver. You can, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the phone was, yeah. But like just making the phone as expansive as it was. Like I don't think the radio was in our gold. Was it in Gold and Silver?
It's a basic. There's a basic radio.
Oh, there is. Oh, okay.
Um, uh, it may only be in buildings. You know, like a physical radio item that you interact with that you can't have. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
I mean, it doesn't matter that much. The radio is kind of a minor thing, but I mean,
Yes,
I don't know. I guess it kind of does.
but it's a cool thing.
Yeah, no, it is a cool thing. I love the radio. I actually used that like a ton when I played that game.
Let's look up. Let's look up the radio.
What was her name? I remember there was one channel that you could go to, and this lady, who I can't remember the name of, started with a B, I think, but she gave you a daily password, and it would only play at specific times of the day. And so if you tuned in at the right time, she would tell you what the password is. And then you go meet her at the radio station. And then you tell her what the password was. And then you get a point on your card. And then you can exchange that for rewards and stuff. Like just another daily thing.
Yeah. So the radio, as part of the Poke Gear, is definitely a Gen 2 thing, and obviously like it's an
Oh,
item.
okay.
But I'm pretty sure that it is so important that it is like a menu item. It's like a pause menu item.
Yeah. Huh.
I just have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a pause menu item in
Yes.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But I mean, it's just part of the Poke Gear. Like you
Right.
can click, like you go into the Poke Gear, and then you can do a radio, phone,
Yes.
town map.
Yes. There was
I
all
think
that
those are
stuff.
the other three.
Yes. And that's definitely a more interesting thing. And this is, of course, the original games are like pre like connecting your Pokemon game to the internet.
Hmm. Yeah,
But there were a lot of like smartphone like features for pre smartphone games. I'll definitely give them that. Like there's a lot, and yes, they are all artificial. It doesn't have like an actual radio on it, because how are they
yeah.
gonna put an actual radio into a Pokemon game?
That would be hilarious.
To be fair, you could fit all of the circuitry and stuff into a Game Boy card. But I don't know if you could do that at the time. I would need to figure that out.
Imagine if they just made it a normal radio.
Or just a Game Boy game by
it.
itself that was just a radio. I don't know. That might have been made.
Oh really? Huh?
I don't know. There's a lot of weird Game Boy accessories.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. Well, I feel like I kind of hit all the big things that Heart Gold and Soul Silver added.
Yes.
And now, like, if you compare that to what we saw in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I think you'll begin to understand why people love these games so much.
Yes, I mean, there's so much more that was added. There was just so many things in those games compared to the originals. Largely as a result of maybe how limited the originals were, although I believe that there is one feature that they had to cut from the originals, and that is that in the originals you can completely skip the red Gyarados.
I can't believe this.
You can skip it.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you can just run away from it, but it's just not necessary. You never have to do it. You never have to get it.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to call that a feature that was removed or what, but
okay, I was being sarcastic. Like I wouldn't call that a feature, Andrew.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what cancels that out?
So much stuff. So much stuff.
Yeah, no, all the stuff that we talked about, but there's a GTS too. You can't use it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But back when online was still a thing for the DS, like
yeah.
We've obviously talked about the GTS, but you could just, I don't know, you need a Teddy Ursa to complete your Pokédex. You request the Teddy Ursa, you offer them just, I don't know, a Fion. This is coming from personal experience that this is what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would have gotten my Teddy Ursa and I would have finished my Pokédex, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it took me forever to get a Teddy Ursa, but then I finally had a friend who got a copy of Soul Silver.
There we go.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that Generation 3 actually has the hardest decks to complete. At the time.
Oh yeah,
you would have had to have so many different games and things.
Oh yeah.
And with all new prices, of course, because it's not like you could just on eBay existed, but it wasn't that big compared to how big it is now. So maybe you could get them on eBay. I don't really know how many things there were on eBay back then.
Yeah, wait.
And
is it even possible? Like,
I don't. I think that it wasn't possible at first. I want to say either until Fire Red and Leaf Green or until Emerald came out. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't get like a lot of things.
No,
like
you can't.
Can get some things. From
but that was a big complaint at first, is that you couldn't get them all. At first.
Yeah.
Look how far we've come.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Look how far we've come. You can't catch them all. Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
In Gen 3, the complaint was you can't bring it.
They were in the game though.
Yes, they were in the game.
And it wasn't intentional. At least I don't think.
Yes, but there was absolutely no.
Like,
how would
you couldn't get them because there was no way to get them.
That is true. While the Game Boy Advance was backwards compatible, you could only have one game in there at a time. So you'd have to copy and paste basically. But it doesn't even have the RAM to do that. And that pretty much covers everything. So thank you very much for watching this episode. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you next week. Tower Duo out.